Alright guys, so this is battle number 800. I know, that's a ton of battles I've posted on YouTube. And it's also the last battle that I'm going to be hosting of the new year. Or before the new year, rather. So I was able to connect with Sucker4Jessica, and this is a YouTuber that I've actually been friends with. We've talked a bunch online, and we've actually met in person, I believe, once at one of the KOTC tournaments. And looking back on it, we've only battled once on YouTube, ever. And it was in Gen 4, and it was a novelty battle at that. So I think this is a perfect opportunity to go ahead and rectify this obvious oversight. And yeah, he's just getting into Gen 7 himself, and let's go ahead and take a look at the teams. So right off the bat, I notice his Magnezone, which is actually going in the back of my mind, something I'm really afraid of for my Celesteela. It's a Pokemon that can obviously just do some horrible things and just murder my Celesteela. I do have Flamethrower on it, but yeah, he can trap me and kill me, so just something I've noticed from the team preview right off the bat. This is actually, I believe, the third battle we've did. Unfortunately, the first two ended in disconnects. Apparently both on Z parting shot that he was trying to use. Not really sure if there's actually a bug there or not, but this one actually completed. Either way, we both lead with our Tapus here. I lead with Tapu Koko as he leads with Tapu Lele. Now he's slower, so he's actually going to be able to get his field off instead of mine. I'm just going to go ahead and go for the U-turn, thinking that he's, might switch here. And if not, then I'll be able to switch into something predicting his move. Now, he's going to go into Marowak as I go out into my, then he goes into Marowak, so I go into Hydreigon. Going to go for a U-turn now as he goes back into Tapu Lele. And, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and double U-turn, I guess, into Marowak. And Marowak does have the super effective Shadow Bone, and I do have, I believe, max HP on this Marowak. And I think I have some special defense investment as well, so I feel pretty confident about being able to stay in and living a hit, and I do live a Psychic, but just barely. Just shows you how much power that Tapu Lele has in the weird terrain. Anyway, I'm able to take him out with the Shadow Bone, which is really excellent, as he goes into Gyarados, and I'm really afraid I don't want to give him any, free Dragon Dances, so I just go for a Flare Blitz. He ends up just going for a Substitute here, which is interesting play, but I'm able to actually break that sub with Flare Blitz. And, yeah, that's a relief for me, even after the Intimidate and the Resistance, that I can do that, because if he would have gotten that substitute up, it could have been really dangerous, as this Gyarados could conceivably set up on me quite a bit. So I need to remember this thing has Substitute, because it could really, really hurt if I don't remember that. Anyway, he's just going to kill me now as I go into my Tapu Koko again. And I know he does have the Alolan Marowak himself, which is, obviously has Lightning Rod to be immune to Electric, but I decided to go for the Thunderbolt anyway in case he, wanted to stay in or something. But he ends up just going into Silvally, and it ends up being a ground form Silvally, which I was actually not quite expecting. Now, Silvally is basically a mini Arceus. It's, the evolved form of type Null, and it can be any type depending on its hold item, although I think most of them try to use that move, Parting Shot, while in the normal form and just hit with normal moves. It allows them to use another item that might be more useful, like Leftovers, Choice Band, or Life Orb. But yeah, so he's going to Z-Parting, sorry, not Z-Parting Shot. He took off the Z-Stone for that, because it kept crashing. I guess, or communication erroring. Anyway, but Parting Shot, what it does is actually lets you switch out while lowering the target's attack and special attack, which should let you set up your next Pokemon pretty nicely. It's pretty cool. Anyway, he's going to go into Mimikyu, and I'm actually just going to U-turn. I figure, why not? U-turn is just going to break his, disguise, which is huge, obviously, against a Mimikyu. He ends up going for Infestation, which is not actually something I was thinking that he would do. I go for a Thunder Wave here because I really want to just limit this Mimikyu's speed. Mimikyu is kind of fast, so does kind of help. And he ends up missing a play rough, which really does hurt him, because he would have been able to get some decent damage here in my Tapu Koko. And out he goes, going back into Silvally, obviously due to the electric immunity. I just go for a U-turn, though, so I should be able to go into a Pokemon that matches up nicely, and I go out into my Greninja, and I'm hoping this is finally the battle that I can get a freaking Ash Greninja evolution on YouTube. I've tried so hard, and it's been harder than, I would have liked, but I finally able to connect with the Hydro Pump, kill that Silvally due to it being ground type, and then trigger Battle Bond, which means I'm able to, I guess, Mega Evolve, or whatever you want to call it, into Ash Greninja, which has greater stats and also powers up its Water Shuriken attack. Now, I am a timid one, So Water Shuriken is physical. I still carry it, obviously, for the priority, and after it's boosted, it's a decent priority move, even with the minus attack nature. But I do kind of like that timid Greninja set. Anyway, he's going to go ahead and go into Magnezone. He ends up going for a Hidden Power. I believe it's probably Hidden Power Ground or something. But I guess he was predicting a different Pokemon. He's probably predicting maybe my Tapu Koko or something, I guess. But I'm just going to go right into my Mudsdale, and he does trigger one of my, you know, stamina, so I do have +1 defense. This is actually a Assault Vest one, so I can take special moves right now very well and physical moves. Mudsdale is a very good, defense stat, and when it's EV to be specially bulky with an Assault Vest, it can also lift special attacks very nicely. So I'm not actually super afraid of the Magnezone, even if it did use, like, Flash Cannon or something, and I'm also not going to let it get its substitute. So I'm just going to go for a Body Slam now, kind of predicting a switch into Gyarados. I end up getting it, and I get the Paralysis. So another bit of fortune for me, as he's going to go ahead and Mega Evolve. I actually wasn't expecting this to be Mega Gyarados, since he had it out earlier and didn't Mega Evolve. But yeah, he's just going to go for that Waterfall now and trigger another Stamina, as I flinch that turn, so that kind of sucks. But here I get really lucky, man. He gets a Parahacks here. I'm just going to switch it up to Earthquake. I do have -1 attack at this point, so I'm not going to be able to kill it, but I'm able to hit it because obviously he loses Flying type when he Mega Evolves. Instead, it's a Dark type, even though it's clearly levitating, but whatever. And yeah, I'm just going to go for another Earthquake. He gets another Parahacks, which is super unlucky for him. Noticed that he was still faster than Mudsdale. Mudsdale is a very slow Pokemon. It's one of its major drawbacks, and even though it's a horse, you would think it would be kind of fast, but I guess not. But due to Paralysis only having speed in this generation, he still actually outspeeds me. Anyway, he goes into his Alolan Marowak now, and just going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, which is obviously going to make my Earthquake do even less. I have -1 attack now, and on top of that, -1, my attack is halved. I was actually just trying to sack my Mudsdale against Gyarados, which is the funny thing, and here I'm like, okay, I'm just going to sack it to Marowak, because these are dangerous Pokemon, and I don't really want to. I feel like I'm have enough of a lead at this point that I can just sack Mudsdale and get a free switch against them to revenge kill. But I end up, he ends up missing the first Boomerang, and he goes for it again, which is actually not a great play. He actually doesn't have Flare Blitz, he says. He says he carries a Rock move instead. But yeah, you definitely want to be using Boomerang against Mudsdale, because that actually triggers Stamina twice. And yeah, I'm just going to be able to keep going for my Earthquake. I'm like, yeah, what are you going to do, Marowak? I might be buried, I might be -1 attack, but I am a dodgy mother effer, and I'm not quite dead yet, sir. But now he is going to be able to kill me with Shadow Bone. Even with, like, what, +5 defense, still not enough to be able to survive that Shadow Bone. But, oh well, I'm just going to go into Greninja now, which I feel very confident about revenge killing this with, since it's at, like, 1 HP, and I would outspeed it anyway. I decided just to use Water Shuriken, because I don't want to risk a miss, and I guess I really could have used anything. I could have used Dark Pulse, I could have used Ice Beam, whatever. But it dies, so that's the good thing, and he's going to go back into Magnezone, and I decide to switch out here, not risking the, electric move. If he wants to set up a sub, that's fine. I'm just going to go out into my Hydreigon, which does have Earth Power, and I am Scarfed if you couldn't figure it out, so I'm just going to go for that. He goes for a Discharge, and it doesn't really do much after the Resistance, and I'm just going to go for an Earth Power. He didn't actually put up a sub, so I have really no fear at this point, and I'm just going to do that, and it's going to kill the Magnezone, and that's pretty cool, and the Magnezone's dead. And his last Pokemon is Mimikyu, who is paralyzed and has his disguise ruined, so I think this is pretty much a win. I decided not to, just play it safe. I'll just sack Hydreigon here if he wants to go for, he kill me with Play Rough, and I'll revenge kill it. After that, he ends up just burning me, I guess, hoping that I would switch into, I would guess. Actually, I don't even know, because I don't have any physical Pokemon left, but that's okay. He is going to actually survive this next Earth Power and kill me with a Play Rough, but I'm able to just go into my last Pokemon, Celesteela, and, just revenge kill him. I can outspeed due to the paralysis, and, yeah, Air Slash should be able to kill. Although, funnily enough, I miss Air Slash this turn, but then again, he just misses his move as well, which is, I believe he just goes for a Will-O-Wisp. Don't think he has anything to really do to Celesteela. But whatever. That was a good game there. Sucker4Jessica. Now, obviously, luck was on my side that match, and I can admit that. I definitely got the better hand of hacks. I think I played pretty well, too. He played pretty well. It was a fun match. In fact, I'm kind of sad that the first one communication errored, because the first match was, like, really, really close. It was neck and neck. Well, what can you do? nothing is the answer. You can do nothing, and that's sad. But being that this is the end of the year, this is the the time to acknowledge your regrets and make some resolutions for the following year. And yeah, that's today's question of the day. What is your New Year's resolution? I know it's kind of cliche, but it's fitting for today. So leave a comment about that, and I'll see you guys next time. As for me, my New Year's resolution is to try to spend, manage my time better. I mean, I'm a new father, as most of you know, um, and it's hard to, juggle around time for YouTube, Twitch, my own, my, full time job, my wife, and my new daughter. So I guess that would be my New Year's resolution is try to manage that better. Anyway, see you guys next time, I hope, and yeah, thanks for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, and all that. Bye.